Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and today I'm going to be showing you all the lovely stuff to do with the Miis and the Amiibo in the Switch OS. And it's not going to be as big as the Switch UI tour that I gave, but nevertheless, I thought I'd put this in its own video so that I wasn't bogging down people with a load of pointless Mii information if they really don't care about it. And I'm going to start off with the Amiibo for one obvious reason, and I will show you that. So we're going to go over into System Settings, and let's scroll down here to Amiibo. So we're going to register an owner and nickname on Isabelle here, because Isabelle does not have an owner or a nickname. Poor Isabelle. So we're going to do that. So we're just going to go in here and hold the Amiibo to the NFC touch point. I don't know whether it's actually in the stick or whether it's just near and around. You know, I'm gonna find out. Let's just. No. Maybe it actually is in the stick. Who knew? Okay, yes, and this I've already tested. It comes up saying, create a Mii for the owner of this Amiibo. So I'm going to do just that. So that's a nice little segue. Oh, let's start from scratch. Another interesting thing, I looked at this very briefly earlier. Copy Mii from Amiibo. Now, this is interesting, and I've got an Amiibo here, which I know has a registered Mii on it because it was the first Amiibo I ever got. I don't know what Mii is registered on here. Maybe a very old one of mine, because it's been a long time since I updated this thing. So, but let's give it a go and see what happens. So copy Mii. I'm just going to slap that on there. I'm going to slap that on there. What's going on? Oh, there we go. I got it. It's fine. Yes, that is indeed a very old version of my Mii. My hair is not quite so long and floppy as it is there. But select the owner of this Amiibo. Yeah, we'll go with that. Can we then enter a nickname? What are we doing? No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Cancel. Oh, of course, because I needed to register to set up for this Amiibo. No, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to, I think if I go far enough back, yes, if I go into Mii, I should be able to do that straight away. This is going very, very well, isn't it? Here we go, Mii list. And edit. So I just need to edit this Mii, and now I can edit this to my heart's content. So I'm going to change the hairstyle, of course, because that does not look like me anymore. Let's go all the way up here, maybe down. Where is it? Where's the one I usually use? I'm going to use the D-pad for this. The D-pad as buttons is not as bad as I thought, I have to admit. Anyway, well, where on earth is it? I assume they haven't taken it out. That's not... That is it, yes. It's a bit of an odd angle, but that is indeed it, yes. And oh, well, you can just rotate it by doing that. I didn't even think, I just went with it and it worked. Anyway, so, okay, so now we need to change the color. So, what's all colors? Oh! Oh, wow, that is, wow, okay. Now, I want to say I'm pretty certain this wasn't available in previous Mii create. In fact, I'd go out on a limb and say that it wasn't, because I was never able to get quite my hair color. Although, you know, knowing my hair color, I'm probably not going to get it anyway, because it's sort of every color in some ways, more sort of maybe browny, blondie. It's sort of dirty blonde, I think people call it. So, kind of like that, but not as ginger. So, sort of. What do you reckon? What do you reckon, lovely people? Is that my hair? From my perspective, it's not, but I do know that my hair does go that way. But from where I'm looking, it's actually mirrored, but that's not a big deal. But what more can we get? We can get all of these. We can get blue hair. Wow, to be fair, it's about time they got coloured hair in there, because although, me personally, I don't go for that kind of thing for me, a lot of people do. So, you know, they can have the green hair that they've always dreamed of, if that's what they wish. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with that. I know it's sort of brownish. In fact, it may be that was one of the default colours after all that. In fact, no, you know, I'm going to go with... should I go with that one? Should I go with that one? It's difficult to... My hair is not a normal colour. That's sort of too brown. You know, I don't think it really matters. That is definitely not my hair colour. Let's just go with that. That's a system standard, but, you know, let's just go with that for the sake of ease. Okay, now I have got not at the moment because I've recently trimmed, but I've got distinctly more of a beard than I did when I made this Mii. So I'm going to make sure, in fact, I'm going to get rid of the moustache entirely, and I'm going to stick that on there. That is very, very brown. So let's make sure, position. I always see that'll be for, you know, other things, but no, that is far too dark. I don't have that kind of beard color. That's too gray. That's pretty good, actually. That's I'd say that's about right. It's darker than my actual hair, or at least close-ish. It's difficult to... I don't know. Just go with it. It's not a big deal, is it? Mouth I want to keep the same because I'm a little bit of a little cheeky smile. That's what I go with. What else? Eyes I think are good. Never really liked any of the other eyes. The eyebrows really are rather close. I don't think my eyebrows are quite that close. So, maybe we change that. Oh, it's R, it's not ZR. I always tend to go for the actual big shoulder buttons rather than the triggers, as it were, rather than the shoulder buttons. But maybe that's just me. So let's go, and we will change this. We don't really need to rotate them. I think I've already moved them. Yep, that's a little bit better, I would say. Maybe a little bit higher. Look a little bit friendlier instead of... Whoa, no, I don't want to make them smaller. Narrower, though. That works. I'll go with that. Where's the rotation thing? Whoa, no, that just makes me look sad. Okay, that looks pretty good. Eyebrow color. That's pretty close. Maybe I'll go with the same as the beard color. No, that's too faint. I've got really bushy eyebrows and I need to represent them. Representing my bushy eyebrows and things. I'm not going to do too much more to my me because that looks, pretty much like me. Maybe I'll move everything a little bit up because I think it's looking a little bit too... Whoa, no, that's actually the size. There we go. Whoa. Yeah, we'll go with that. Maybe if I move the nose up, it's the beard. It looks like my mouth is down here, which it's not. So I'm going to adjust that. So let's go into position. Move that up a bit. Whoa, no, continue editing. That was me going too far. Facial hair, no. Let's go to the mouth. Where's it gone? There it is. And so it's just position. That's good. I like that. I think that looks like me. Yeah, except I've got that gap there, but we're not going to talk about that. So that is a nice big HD me of mine, but you know what? It's much more fun to, start from scratch. So let's make a female. Let's just go mad and see what we can create, see whether there are any new options. I haven't seen any new options, but that doesn't mean they're not there. Let's go with those eyebrows, perhaps. Maybe the face shape. Let's go with, that's a nice feminine look. No, let's go with, let's go with that, yeah, something pretty basic. Nose-wise, now you see, most of these noses look like that. Looks totally unusable for any sort of real human, but I reckon if you make it small enough... Whoa, that's just lowering it. Okay, no, that still looks ridiculous, but maybe if you go with that, somebody with a point-head nose... Okay, let's stop being quite so silly now. That looks normal-ish, sort of. It's not mad. It's the eyes. The eyes look dead, I always feel. So let's give maybe some more sort of subtly feminine eyes. I always thought those were too feminine, and it does look like she's cross-eyed there. So maybe go with something a little bit more neutral. No, she just looks like she can't see. Ooh, are there more eyes here? No. I recognize all of these actually. They're a bit, they're my eyes. Those are weird. Let's go with, oh no, too wide. Let's go with that. But they're too big. The eyes are way too big. Doesn't look normal. That's not size. That's not size. I could just be looking. That would make things a lot more straightforward. Color. Now let's give her blue eyes. She's looking a bit sad at the moment, so let's perk her up a bit by rotating the eyes that way around. Bring them out a bit. That's a bit small, so make them a bit bigger. Bring them down. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The eyebrows look mad, but she's still looking a bit moody. So let's make her look a little bit happier. I never liked the lips-based ones, to be honest. I think that sums everything up pretty well. So let's go with something a little bit more neutral. That's nice, but it's too high up, so we just need to move that down a bit. And I think it's a bit thin. Maybe make that a bit smaller. That's quite nice, actually. That's nice and subtle and feminine. Color, you can also change the color of the lips, but we're not going to do it. Can you do... Oh, good lord, you can do all colors in there as well. I'm actually going to have a quick look. I'm not going to change any of the other settings, but let's go with... Does that mean you can change that to, like, black lipstick? Because this looks like she's going... Oh... Oh. They're really allowing you to have a lot of freedom here, which is nice, and to be honest, it's about time because I did feel it was very limited before. That does look like she has got hypothermia, so let's get away from that because that's a little bit scary. Go back to that. Yeah, that's nicer. Now mole. That was always something that you could move around quite a lot. Yep. Size as well, and maybe put it there if you want. Give her a bindi, perhaps. Or a monobrow, probably not. You know, I don't think we're going to have a mole at all. Let's just leave that off. Beauty spots are so 90s in my opinion anyway. Facial hair, we can give her facial hair. Let's give her a big handlebar mustache. No, let's not. Let's go into glasses. Glasses is something I didn't really dabble with because I don't really wear glasses at all, not even really sunglasses except when I'm driving, or it's a very, very bright and sunny day. So let's have a look. Those are big shades. I wonder whether you've got the same color that you can do with all the shades as well. That's going to be a lot of fun for some people, I'm sure. Let's give her those big blue sunglasses. Maybe not that big. Let's make them a bit smaller, a bit less garish. Not that small. Rotate around. That's looking pretty good. Maybe a bit bigger. That looks more sensible. I wonder whether can you get clear lenses, or is that just that's just those? I suppose. Yeah, that's the clear alternative. So yeah, that's pretty good. Favorite color doesn't really matter. Although green. Interesting that you can't have any color for favorite color. I'm sure. Maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know. But anyway, that's not really important. Let's have a look at hairstyle. Hairstyle now. Let's go with the hair up. Let's go with a bit Marge Simpson, but not that up. So in case, just by the way, I'm using the puppy dog controller, as I call it, the Joy-Con grip, which I actually find really comfortable. Although I've not been able to actually do any long sessions of gaming yet because I've got no games. Maybe go with that. That looks bit dated. Let's go for something a little bit more modern. So maybe a shorter, sort of like a bob cut. That's pretty good. I like that. Can you swap that round? How do you do that? Reset position. There must be a way of doing that because there's been a way of doing everything else so far. No, that just spins around. LR, ZL, ZR. Oh, come on, there's got to be a way to do that. Why? Nope. Click that stick in. Nope, that resets position. There's got to be a way to do that. Maybe you can just scroll over. After all that, you can just scroll over to it. So now we've got the haircut, and it's time to go for something a little bit more vibrant than old boring sausage face here. So let's go with nothing too brash, but maybe something quite sort of sunny and yellow. Okay, that looks totally artificial, but if that's your look, then you go with it. Yellow hair is pretty unusual. Lots of greys going on. Whilst before I think you had the option of about, was it 2? You had that grey or black. Yeah, no, that's not very good. So, yes, you can get nice silver hair if that's what you have. If you're an older gamer, then you can get the actual grey that you want. And you can even go so far as to have slightly blondie grey, slightly more blondie grey, and again, it's sort of slightly greeny. Lots of bright colours here. I tell you what, let's go with that. No, maybe a bit redder, bit much. That's a good colour. Let's go with that. Sort of a salmony colour. This is something you couldn't do with the on the Wii U or anything like that. You know, I'm going to change those eyebrows because they're scaring me a little bit. So let's go with whoa. Let's lower those down a little bit. Shrink them down because they're a little bit frightening. Rotate them round. Bring them out a bit. Maybe make them a bit bigger again. And in fact, I'll bring them in a little bit more. That's pretty good. You can change the colour if you want. Let's just go with black, nice and straightforward. And yeah, body size, I suppose. Should she be tall? It's going a lot more slowly than I expected. It seems to be. That's the same way with what I meant to say is that it's the same, either, you know, whether you're using the D-pad or not. Or is it called a D-pad? I don't know what you call it. But let's make a. I tell you what, let's make it, you know, sort of small and petite, or small and larger, should we say? That looks a little bit scary. Okay, let's just go with a nice sort of neutral weight, standard size. You know, it's boring, but it's pretty straightforward. And you can see her eyes through there. That's a nice little touch. And yeah, we got to give her a nickname. Let's call her Geraldine, because that's the first female name that came to mind but not someone that I actually know. Geraldine. It's not a very common name also, so if there's anyone out there that would potentially take offense to this, hopefully I've avoided that, but maybe you're being a bit sensitive if that's the case. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that we've made Geraldine here. She's a cool cat, and she's looking fairly friendly, not too friendly, you know, just keeping it sensible. And that's how you make a Mii. It's pretty straightforward. And let's register. I tell you what, let's register Isabelle here to Geraldine, because why not? So let's just do this. And here we go. Go over to Geraldine. Enter a nickname for Isabelle. Let's call her oh, I've clicked it again. Turn that caps lock off. Let's call her Issy. Issy. There we go. Okay, now we need to register it back. This works just the same as did with Amiibo before. Hold it in place. Registration complete. That was pretty straightforward, wasn't it? Had a lot of fun. I actually quite like that Mii editor and things like that. It's more clean cut, straightforward. There's no music in the background, which is kind of a disappointment. Or if there is, I certainly couldn't hear it. So I'll have to put something on in the background just to make it so that it's not just my voice and the sound of silence, because that's not as much fun. Now, lastly, I'm just going to go and register my my Mii to my character. Link a Nintendo account. I'm pretty sure you can link to it. Edit icon. I'm sure if you go in here. Here we are. If I can use the Mii, go in Mii, I can use Alex. There we go. Change facial. Ah, that's good. You can change the facial expression. Can you change the pose as well? That's really good fun. That's a bit more like what is it? Oh, let's have a power fist. Change expression. Let's wink, and that's just a normal smile. I've got the, you know, cheeky smile, so that's cool. And then okay. Now I've just got to choose a background, haven't I? That red is far too garish, so I'm just going to change this by going pink. And ooh, what are we going to have? I'm wearing green at the moment, and green is kind of my thing. It was always my favorite color when I was a child, for reasons I'm not really sure. I just like green, and I still do. So let's get something not too contrasting. I like red, but red and green, it just looks, wow, it's too much on the eyes. So maybe if we go for something, we go for a slightly different green, a slightly muted green there. That looks pretty good. I like that. Sort of a yellowy green. And so that is now my image. I really like that, actually. The ability to change the pose and everything is a really sort of simple difference, but I think it's a really important one when it comes to actually having your sort of your profile. It's a shame you can't pose them you know, sort of yourself, but it does. I suppose it does prevent sort of rather naughty looking poses. Forgive me for my hiccuping transgressions. And that is all I've got to show for you in regards to the Mii and the Amiibo. I can't do anything more with the Amiibo yet because we don't have any software, but it's nice to know that it's there out of the box and you don't have to worry any bit about that. And, you know, it's got that on there. I believe you can also do it. In fact, no, I do know you can do it on the Pro Controller as well. So if you just want to use the Pro Controller and retire your Joy-Cons to basically being nothing more than portable usage, you can do that and still do all your lovely Amiibo stuff. You can set up your Mii and all that. It's all good. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly did. I've had quite a lot of fun, actually. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you create a brand new Mii when you get your Switch and make it look exactly like that. Subscribe button somehow, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.